Hi everyone, it's David at Sherwood Ford,
With Drew.
and it's a Motor Monday.
Yes. What are we standing in front of here, David?
Well, as we can see, it's the beautiful 2017 Taurus SHO. What does SHO stand for?
Super high output.
Now, we're talking a lot of power here, not just your everyday V6 engine.
Right. So with the Taurus SHO here, we've got the 3.5 Ecoboost engine in there, 365 horsepower, 350 foot-pound of torque.
Isn't that almost as much power as what's in the F-150, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. So almost as much as what's in an F-150, but you're in a sedan.
Yeah, and it's a fast sedan. 0 to 60 is 5.5 seconds. And I might add, that's in an all-wheel drive.
Yes. All-wheel drive for a car this size. This is a full-size sedan.
Yeah.
That's, about just as quick as a Focus RS right off the bat there. So
Sure. Let's crack open the hood, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this this special engine, this super high output. We're talking over 100 horsepower per liter of displacement. I mean, that's just incredible.
a lot of power behind that.
Yeah. Now, we've got a few different features under the hood here that make this engine special.
Yes.
What gives it all of that horsepower? Where are we getting 365? Because I know the 3.5 liter V6
Yes.
without Ecoboost is 288 horsepower.
Well, we've got parallel twin turbochargers on this one. So that is going to bump the horsepower up significantly from a regular V6. So parallel turbochargers, meaning with a V engine, we've got a turbocharger essentially for each side of the engine. So they're not sharing. They've got their own turbo. It just helps things less turbo lag. It's power on demand.
Right. So each cylinder bank of the V6 has its own turbocharger, reducing lag, increasing performance and efficiency. By the way, the fuel efficiency of this engine is actually really great. We're looking at like 9.8 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway, and 14.8 per liter in the city per 100 kilometers. So really good fuel efficiency for a full-size sedan with high output performance in an all-wheel drive.
Yes.
Right. Now, there are a few other things that make this engine special, and the next one is direct injection.
Right. So direct injection means the cylinders are getting the fuel direct injected right into the cylinder at a very high PSI output.
Now, from the fuel tank to the engine pump, the gasoline engine pump is 200 psi.
Right.
But before it gets injected into the cylinders, that pressure gets bumped up to
Just over 2,000 psi.
Yeah.
Just over 2,000. So it just atomizes the fuel. It means that your engine is going to run more efficiently, and you're going to get more performance out of that engine with the high pressure fuel with the direct injection.
Yeah. Now, the other thing that the engine does, and depending on your performance, if you're just cruising along or if you're really, putting that vehicle to its full capability, is intelligent variable cam timing.
Right.
So we're talking about the way the air is brought into the cylinders,
Right.
depending on, again, how we're using that engine. Right. So
Yes.
the variable camshaft timing.
Right. Adjustable handles, both the air intake but also the exhaust outtake. So it's able to, depending on how your driving style is, what you're doing at that moment, it's able to, change characteristics in the valve timing to maximize performance, to maximize fuel efficiency, and to give you more out of this engine.
Absolutely. Now, we're talking about this super high output performance. What if my coolant somehow, what if I lost my engine coolant? I want to make sure that my engine isn't going to get toast and roasted and burn up.
Right.
I mean, if I'm really applying the full capability of this engine and all that performance for that driving enthusiast, and I do have a problem,
Yes.
what is going to happen?
So we've got fail-safe engine cooling systems. So if the engine detects that it's overheating, that you're having a problem, what the engine's going to actually do is it's going to shut down every other cylinder. It's gonna go into a bit of a limp mode, but it's going to shut down those cylinders. And what that's going to do is they're actually going to use those not used cylinders as an air coolant for the other cylinders to help cool that engine, to help keep the engine in okay shape so that you can get to the nearest service center, so that you can get home and not just be, we've all seen a vehicle overheating. It's sitting on the side of the road and you're just waiting. Yeah. You're sitting there, you're waiting, you can't do anything. Right. So at least this way you can get back in to the nearest service shop and get things done.
Depending on a number of factors, the outside temperature, the distance you're going to travel, road conditions, that sort of thing, right. The vehicle will go into this sort of limp mode.
Right.
Shut down those cylinders, the opposite cylinders, to keep that engine running, cool, and get you to the nearest point of destination.
Right.
So it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I guess that's probably about all of the features that we're really going to talk about today about this SHO 3.5-liter V6 Ecoboost engine. You've got to come and check this out. And my gosh, what a fun car to drive. I mean, this is like the forgotten performance car in the Ford lineup.
Big time. This is, we look at it here, it's sitting in our showroom. The car's beautiful. It's got power. You just don't see as many tourists around anymore.
No, and it's a shame. It's such a great car. It's a big car.
Beautiful, yes.
Now, and a great value, too.
Right.
The window sticker. Let me. I've got that here actually. Let's have a look at this. $56,473 is the MSRP of this vehicle.
Right.
But folks, it's loaded. Like there isn't a feature on here that you can't get.
Right.
Like it's got it all, from adaptive cruise control, collision warning,
active park assist. It's got all of the new technologies that Ford's been rolling out.
The 20-inch machined aluminum wheels. Yes. They're just beautiful. So do yourself a favor. Come down to Sherwood Ford, the Giant in Sherwood Park at 2540 Broadmoor Boulevard, and see it for yourself to appreciate, and take it for a drive.
Yeah. We'll get it out of here. We'll go for a test drive. You can see for yourself how it performs.
Yeah, because throughout all of the month of June, you know what? We're donating for every drive $10 to the Stollery Children's Hospital.
Even if you're not in the market for a vehicle, come and take a test drive, support a good cause, help us raise a little bit more money.
Fantastic. Until we do our next Motor Monday, and by the way, if you have some feedback or comments you'd like to add, just do so in the comments down below. And if you'd like us to do a feature on a particular engine or talk about a feature or the technology from Ford Motor Vehicle Company, let us know what that looks like, and we'd be happy to accommodate your wishes.
Awesome.
Thank you very much for everyone, and have yourselves a giant day. I'm going to sneak behind the camera and finish this up.